I may be a baddie, but I'm also a saddie. I am a man-eater when it doesn't matter. But when it does, I'm such a
Welcome to the Coach Craig Kenneth Show. I'm your host, Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
Today, we're going to be talking about dating is easy till you get attached.
Our emotions really tend to ruin things, don't they?
Yeah, I have seen many people over the years talk about how they do well with dating. They meet a lot of people. They do fine, going on lots of dates and having people interested. But when they get attached, it is a whole nother story. Mm-hmm. And that is absolutely true for all of us. Our attachment issues come out when we start to really like someone. We start to fantasize about the future. We start to project how things are going to go. Or maybe it's you start to talk about those things with that person.
Mm-hmm. Right. Our attachment system gets activated. Now the blueprint for how we attach starts to come and show up into the picture. If we are more anxious, we start to see that. If we're more avoidant, we start to see that. So, it can be a critical time.
You have to be aware of these things before you get into a new relationship or start dating somebody new, because if you don't, you're going to attach to people that aren't good for you or don't care about you and take advantage of you. There are a lot of people out there that will try to use you or take advantage of you, and you have to know how to protect yourself the best that you can. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people have a hidden agenda and can hide it better than other people will, but that's why you want to take your time to get to know somebody, because the more they spend time getting to know you, investing in you, in the relationship, the less likely you're going to be completely blindsided.
Right.
And now, it does happen.
It does. But we do take this seriously, because this person that you attach to, once they're attached to you and you're attached to them, you both have the potential of hurting each other. You both have the potential of impacting each other's nervous systems, right?
Yep.
And confirming some of those fears from childhood that they may have had. It can, further progress their attachment style in the wrong direction. So we take these things seriously. It's important to really have a good vetting process. I know it's not perfect. There's people who are very crafty and very skilled at presenting one way and then being a completely different way in a relationship, and we know that, but we want to do our best.
You're going to be more likely to protect yourself if you take your time, right? Because you're going to see things or get a gut instinct about things or see behaviors or words that don't line up. So you're going to be a lot more likely to protect yourself in that case.
Right.
Now, we've got an interesting video here. Now with the internet, a lot of people are talking openly about what's going on in their dating life and being vulnerable. I always encourage you guys to be careful about what you share, because there are going to be a lot of strangers out there that are going to be very quick to judge you, to bash you, and know very intimate things about your life. And sometimes it can lead to stalker kind of situations.
Right.
That you have people knowing these intimate details about your life. You're like, how did you know that? Oh, I forgot I posted that.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful about what you post and what you want out there about yourself.
Right. And I'll say that some of the things you post, people might not know the entire context of. So they're going to extract whatever context they will try to make and create and manufacture on it and create their own story about you. So we know that, even a 5-minute clip of somebody online, we don't know their whole life. We don't know their experiences. We don't know how they even feel about that clip after it's been posted, right?
Yep.
So there's a lot of context around it that we don't get. We just get this clip and we think there's important enough information in it to react, and hopefully it can be helpful to you all to watch.
Now, in this video, we have somebody that's kind of talking about what we were saying earlier with dating is easy until they get attached. So let's see what's happening for her.
All right, let's see.
I may be a baddie, but I'm also a saddie. I am a man-eater when it doesn't matter. But when it does, I'm such a lover girl. And it's so hard and it's so fast for me, and I can never put the brakes on. And I was giving a chance like this shy, nerdy type, right, that I thought was just gonna be so sweet, and we sleep together and he pulls a 180, bro, and I can sleep with people casually, and I can do that. I don't have a problem doing that, but not when I like somebody and it's meaning something, it's different. if I'm willingly giving myself, like, I don't have a problem being used that way, but this is different. This just ends up feeling yucky. Like, it makes me feel gross. And I won't lie,
So it sounds like so far she's talking about maybe she had certain expectations of this relationship. And it sounded like the intimacy that she had with this person, she was hoping would be, bonding them for a deeper kind of relationship than it turned out.
Yeah, it sounds like what she's saying is she doesn't mind hooking up with people casually, but now, and if it doesn't lead anything, okay, she's okay. But when she cares about the person and she feels like they're using her or exploiting her, now it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't want it to be like that.
Right.
Like, if we're being casual and we're both on the same page, that's okay. But if I think we're going to be something meaningful, make me feel like I'm cheap or you're mean to me, then that's when it really stings her. And of course, there's going to be a lot of very opinionated people out there that are going to be judgmental on how she lives her lifestyle. Let's not be so quick to judge everybody. Everybody makes their own choices in life, and probably many of you are promiscuous in your own ways, right? So don't be so judgmental, all right? But what we're seeing here is very common for people. When you're not attached to somebody, you feel like, okay, this is no problem. But now when I'm attached and I care, this is really hurting.
Right. And it sounds like it's just that mismatch in expectations. She said he was the shy and nerdy type, so maybe she was expecting a different kind of connection than maybe the alternative type being more of like that player or playboy type. So I could see her having
He was an undercover player.
Yeah, right. Player in disguise. In a Digimon disguise.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else. She's got more here to say, too.
All right, let's see.
so excited about this kid. And I thought he was going to be so nice. Bro, I've never had anybody, like, be that cold and mean to me. I won't lie. All the ones you know about, like, Sam never did that to me. Bookstore Sam. Frenchie never did that. Soccer Boy didn't even do that. I don't know. It kind of feels like I got played on purpose. I don't like me.
I like how they all have nicknames.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, like, am I watching a video that was supposed to be sent to her BFF? Or was this meant for a public audience? Or
maybe she openly, talks about it in the videos. I have nicknames for your exes, but
no, it's embarrassing.
Oh, they're good nicknames. They're mostly cartoon characters, right? Yeah, pretty much.
So it seems like she's comfortable with being this vulnerable on camera. Maybe she does share more of her life, but I can see the sentiment behind all of this is things change when there's feelings. Things change once there's an attachment. Things become a lot more higher stakes. It becomes a lot more emotionally charged. It becomes a lot more devastating when it doesn't work out.
Yep.
Things change meaning. And, I know she's talking here about intimacy. For some of you in your situations, it might not look like that. Maybe you're not the casual sex type of person. Maybe you're, somebody who does take your time, but this can take shape in many different ways. I could see you being in a situation where you get close to someone and then you're still disappointed one way or another. So I think the message of what she's sending, the sentiment, I can see it.
All right, we got a little bit more.
All right, let's see.
Mean-spirited people. And that's what that felt like. I'm not mean-spirited. When I'm on here joking about the roster, half of them are made up. Like that one the other day was like, oh, sweetie, you think that's about you? Nobody had messaged me that. Like, that's content. But when I have a roster, they know I have a roster. Like, they know about each other. If it's casual, it's casual. But I dropped that roster so quick. I like somebody, which is why I'm in this position now, bro. It took me one day and I was like, cleared. And the difference is too, like with
maybe she's putting this just as clickbait content.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Especially
after what she just said.
Yeah,
content is content.
Yeah, so I think there's probably a good point to that. But people that are going to date her are going to see this stuff, and if they feel like it's real, it's going to kind of be embarrassing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to date somebody who's putting out all this kind of stuff about all these people she's hanging out and hooking up with.
Yeah, the word roster just makes a chill crawl up my spine, right? Because it feels like using people for those needs. I know that she, in this situation, said that she had felt used. So it just makes me ask if she does have a roster. We don't know what the people that she's seeing in her life, what expectations they might have of her. So she also has to be mindful of that. If she is casually dating and there's some of those people who genuinely do have an interest in her and she's not treating it that way, she might be doing the same thing to someone else.
Yep.
So
A little more.
My toys. I don't switch up like that. You know what I mean? It is what it is from the get-go. I'm not dating you and making you fall in love with me and then being like, all parties are always on the same page with what's happening. But yeah, my boundaries were pushed a little bit and it went faster than I wanted it to. But I really liked him. Or at least what I knew of him. And I liked our banner. And that motherfucker giving me forehead kisses and I said, please don't do that. And he goes, why are you gonna catch feelings? Here, let me make sure I do it again. Evil supervillain. I just feel gross. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so look, I think we get a point here.
Yeah.
She's feeling exploited. She's feeling taken advantage of. She's feeling used. And that's what's really hurting. If it was a situation where it was casual and you're on the same page, it seems like she's okay with that. But she doesn't want to feel like, wait, all of a sudden, just because you got what you want, now you're going to be mean to me. And it really hurts. Mm-hmm. So I do respect that she's on the same page with people and not lying to people. If you want to have a roster, okay, that's your life. Have your roster, but at least you're being on the same page as the people on the roster. You know what I mean?
I hope that's something that's authentic, because we do know that many people will say, yeah, I'm okay with casual, but once they do get attached, then they start feeling like this. So, when there's multiple people involved, there's multiple hearts involved too. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people putting out a lot of content out there. We don't know how authentic this is, or if this is just to clickbait or rage bait or get people, some people just don't care. They're like, oh, I'm making money off of this. I don't care.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's what you want to do. But people are going to be judgmental, and this could impact the people that are interested in dating you if it is a real struggle. Now, maybe this is just all for content and she's putting on a character. Like somebody might do something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And she just said, oh, no, I just make all that stuff up. That's certainly possible. But it's an interesting discussion, because now with social media in everybody's hand, anybody can create whatever they want and put their life out there however they want.
Yeah.
So, people are going to sit there and have opinions, and I feel like the comment section is going to be pretty rough on this one.
Yeah. If I had to speak with her, I would ask her really what her intention is, because I hear that she says she's okay with casual dating, but then you could see that her heart was really in this. And, when she's in a relationship, it sounds like she does like to commit. She got rid of that roster in a day. I'll give her props for that. Okay. We got to celebrate the small wins here. But I would ask, if she does have a direction and what steps she can take towards that, because I imagine that, those two lifestyles might be very different. Mm-hmm. The one where there is a roster, that word, I don't want to say it more than I need to, but that world where, she's having that kind of a lifestyle versus one where she is seeking out a meaningful long-term connection. Yep. So I'm hoping that she's able to find some alignment in her life moving forward. I'm hoping that she can find some discernment in the people that she selects, because you can see that it weighs heavy when something doesn't go the way that it's expected. You can't control it all the time, but our skills with relationships, our skills with selecting a partner can be refined. They can be. And
one thing I think we could all relate to in this video is that when you get attached to somebody, it brings up a lot of feelings, a lot of insecurities, and a lot of anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I think we can all feel like, oh yeah, I got attached. I didn't think it was going anywhere. Now I got attached. And, if in this case, supposedly he treated her mean, if that is a real person and he really did that to her, that's an awful feeling. You don't want to feel like somebody just used you. But we can all relate to, when it's going light and fun and you're not really having expectations about it, it's very different than when you think that somebody's going to be a meaningful part of your life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Let us know what you think. Or check the comment section.
Remember, don't be judgy.
Or be judgy. It's up to you. We can laugh at your judgments, right?
That sounds good.
That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.